Look at you two in matching filthy work clothes. Go home, you poor brothers. I've got a meeting with a big company now.
John taunted us with a face full of glee, just like when he used to bully me.
Well, I guess the $100 million deal is off, Ben.
John's eyes widened in shock as my brother said that nonchalantly.
No way, you. Are you from Matthews Manufacturing?
John's face turned paler by the second as he looked at me. My name is Kent Matthews, 40 years old. I work at a small metalworking company called Matthews Manufacturing. Under the direction of my real brother and our company president, Kyle Matthews, I engage in metal processing work. Our main job is to transform metal blocks into all sorts of metal products, from large pots to small precision machine parts, using our unique techniques based on the client's requests. These pots and precision parts aren't just mass-produced by machines. The usability and durability of items crafted one by artisans are incomparable to those of mass-produced items. There are still things in this world that can only be made by human hands, and we cherish and preserve these techniques every day. By the way, Matthews Manufacturing was originally run by our uncle, our father's brother. When I was in 5th grade, our parents died in a car accident. My brother and I were taken in by our childless uncle and his wife. We naturally learned metalworking skills in that environment, and when our uncle was on his deathbed, he entrusted the company to us. Thanks to working hard together with my brother, we now get enough work to make a living, even if it's a small operation. The only complaint I have is the ongoing connection with someone I've had a grudge against since middle school. When I was in the 3rd year of middle school, my uncle brought my forgotten lunch to school. In his grease-stained work clothes, he came to the school gate, waved with a smile, and quickly left, saying, "Don't forget it next time." As I was about to return to the school building, the worst person spoke to me.
Why is your parent dressed so dirty? Are you guys too poor to afford clean clothes?
That person was John Collins. He is the son of the president of a major conglomerate, Collins Industries. In other words, this guy is a rich kid.
It's none of your business.
Even as a middle schooler, I couldn't express enough gratitude to my aunt and uncle for taking us in after our parents passed away, and we were plunged into despair. I couldn't just stand by and let them be insulted.
If you keep making fun of my aunt and uncle, I won't forgive you.
Immediately, John's cronies restrained me.
What do you mean, you won't forgive me?
John snatched my lunchbox.
Even the design on your lunchbox screams poor. The food inside must be terrible too.
John's cronies burst into laughter at his words.
Would you rather have me buy you a more luxurious lunch?
When I shouted, "No thanks," John opened my lunchbox.
Make sure to savor it.
With that, he dumped my lunch on the ground in the schoolyard. His cronies laughed again.
All right, let's go get lunch.
One of John's cronies shoved me, making me stumble and fall to the ground. John threw the empty lunchbox away, laughing with his cronies as they walked back to the school building. I looked at my lunch scattered on the ground, unable to move from the frustration. John's bullying was a daily occurrence. However, I didn't want to worry my uncle and brother, so I acted cheerful at home during my 3rd year of middle school, determined not to show that I was being bullied. I kept telling myself, I'm not beaten in spirit, and endured the year as best I could. Somehow, I managed to graduate from middle school, and by then I was already considering taking over the family business in the future. Since John and I went to different high schools, our paths diverged, and I no longer had to deal with him. After that, I spent my days helping at home and studying hard in high school. No matter how busy or tough things got, I always thought it was still better than middle school, and that made me more resilient. Thanks to that, I always ranked at the top of my class. but I had decided to work at the family factory after high school, so I never considered going to college despite my good grades. My uncle insisted, "You should go to college for your future." My brother, who had also gone to college thanks to my uncle's generosity, was already working at Matthews Manufacturing, applying his knowledge in his job. My high school homeroom teacher recommended a renowned engineering university, saying it would surely help with the family business. So I pursued more specialized studies there.
My tuition was covered by Uncle, so I'll cover yours, Kent.
My brother said that, but my uncle retorted, "Don't be ridiculous," and ended up paying for my tuition as well. I joined Matthews Manufacturing right after graduating from college, and before I knew it, 18 years had flown by. In the meantime, 5 years ago, my uncle passed away, and a year later, my aunt followed him. Both my uncle and aunt, in their final moments, smiled contentedly, saying they were glad we had grown up so well before they left this world. My brother is married with kids, but I am still single. I regret not being able to show them their grandchild before they died. With these feelings in mind, my brother and I swore to each other that we would protect Matthews Manufacturing. By then, I had almost forgotten about John. However, something happened that forcibly brought back those unwanted, sealed memories. It was during a class reunion a year ago. I didn't have many good memories from middle school, but a former classmate, one of the few friends I had back then, persuaded me to go. Sure enough, John was there, still surrounded by his cronies, bragging about his family.
My family has recently ventured into space projects. It might take a few years, but we plan to launch a rocket built by our company.
I didn't care at all, so I tried to avoid him and talk to the friend who had invited me. But my efforts were in vain. "Hey, isn't that? What was his name again?" I heard John asking his cronies. I had hoped that after 25 years since middle school, he would have mellowed out a bit. But John was practically the same. He walked right up to me.
What was your name again? You, poor boy. Oh yeah, poor boy. How've you been? Still poor?
Instead of feeling anger, I was astonished that he could still talk to people that way as an adult. "If you don't know my name, don't talk to me." I glared at John.
Oh, have you gotten a bit tougher now that you're an adult?
His provocations were still at a middle school level. Maybe. You, however, are still childish. Still relying on your parents' money, unable to do anything on your own. I shot back. John stepped closer, his face twisted in anger.
What did you say? I'm the president of Collins Industries now. I don't know what you do, but crushing you would be easy.
How ridiculous. What is he competing with? And what kind of pride has he lived with all these years? Rather than fear from being bullied in the past, I felt foolish for wasting my time talking to him and couldn't stay any longer. I told my friend, "See you later," and left the reunion. One day, my brother approached me while I was engrossed in my work.
Hey Kent, it's lunchtime.
The factory was filled with the noise of various machines. Despite that being the case, he shouted loudly enough to be heard. I paused my work and nodded.
Let's have lunch together. I'll treat you.
After finishing the morning shift, we got into my brother's car and headed to the city. Come to think of it, when was the last time we had a meal together? Just the two of us.
There it is.
My brother pointed as he drove, indicating a fancy restaurant that was way out of my budget. Hey, are we really going in there? Ignoring my concern, he simply said, "Yeah, here," and parked in the restaurant's lot. I mostly cook for myself or eat convenience store meals, so the idea of having lunch at a place like this never even crosses my mind. My brother got out of the car and urged me, "Come on, let's go." We entered the restaurant, and my brother talked to the staff about something. We were then led to a private room in the back. When my brother opened the door, there was John. Why is he here? I was expecting a nice lunch, but my mood instantly turned sour. John also froze for a few seconds, not understanding the situation, but quickly reverted to his usual mocking expression. Well, if it isn't the poor boy. He taunted right off the bat, then pointed at my brother and asked, "Are you friends with this guy?" "This is my brother, Kyle." My brother spoke politely to John for some reason, and John let out a loud, coarse laugh.
Oh, so you're his brother. You two in matching dirty work clothes. Get out of here, you poor brothers. I've got a meeting with a big company now.
John shouted with glee, just like when he used to bully me. But his words were drowned out by my brother's hearty laugh.
Haha, well then, the $100 million deal is off.
John's eyes went wide in shock.
What?
My brother continued.
We're calling off the deal. Is that okay with you, Kent?
He turned to me with a smile. I was still trying to grasp the situation and could only say, "What?"
He's the guy I told you about with the big contract for spaceship parts.
His words and my memory of John bragging about his space business at the reunion collided.
No way. You. Are you from Matthews Manufacturing?
John's face turned from pale to white as he looked at me.
Yes, as you guessed, this is Kent Matthews, the person you bullied in middle school. And I am his brother, Kyle Matthews, the president of Matthews Manufacturing, with whom you were supposed to negotiate today.
John's face went beyond pale to white.
Even though you couldn't remember his name at the reunion, you mocked him just like in middle school.
My brother, who had remembered everything I told him after the reunion, smiled at me and said, "That's the situation."
John, your name, your behavior during our meetings, and what Kent told me about middle school all matched perfectly.
Though I don't remember it well, on the night after my middle school graduation, I went home and, upon seeing my uncle, aunt, and brother's faces, couldn't stop crying. I think I told them about John and his gang. Until then, I had acted normal to avoid worrying them, but I probably apologized through my tears for causing them concern.
Wait a minute.
John, who had been silent, suddenly started speaking formally.
What about all the deals we've made? We're talking $100 million here. Just because the kid I bullied happens to be your brother, you're going to throw that away for something that trivial?
My brother answered without hesitation. Yes.
I believe so. Even if this deal falls through, we'll continue to value our existing work. And
He looked directly at John.
it's not just out of revenge for my brother being bullied. If I had heard that you had changed and apologized at the reunion, maybe this would be different.
John's clenched fist trembled as he angrily said, "What?"
Honestly, ever since I saw your name, I've been cautious. During our initial interactions, you were very polite, but I could still see glimpses of your condescending attitude towards others. I began to wonder if it was right to do a $100 million deal involving many lives with a company run by someone like you.
Sweat trickled down John's forehead as he fell silent.
I'm the president. I have to protect the company. I'm sorry to my brother, but I used this situation as a way to gauge your character for the sake of our company.
Hearing those words, I couldn't help but smirk.
That's how it is. We'll be taking our leave now.
As we stood up, John shouted,
Wait a minute.
"Does he still have something to say?" Probably thinking the same, my brother and I exchanged glances.
You think you can get away with this? You're dead wrong. I'll use every trick in the book to destroy your company.
My brother, with a look that said, "Is that all?" responded, "Is that so?" After that, we left the restaurant without looking back. We continued to be busy with our daily work as usual. One day, however, something unusual happened. It was when I was checking the company's emails. "Hey, Kyle." My brother, always calm, asked, "What's up?" but seemed genuinely surprised when I showed him a particular email.
Offers for airplane lights and washing machine parts. Why are we suddenly getting cancellations back to back?
Just then, my brother's phone rang. Seeing the name on his phone, his eyes widened, and he showed me the screen. It read, "John." My brother put the call on speaker so I could hear, "Hello."
Long time no see. I thought you might have received some news by now.
A call right after 2 companies canceled. The timing was too perfect. My brother, sensing what was going on, asked.
Did you do something?
Ignoring my brother's short question, John let out his crude laugh.
I had to rush things a bit, so I pushed through.
Hearing this, my usually composed brother raised his voice.
Did you pressure those companies into canceling their deals with us? Do you think you'll get away with this?
John's laugh grew louder.
My company is much bigger than yours. When you're a big company, you can do things like this. This is the power I have as president. If you want to get those deals back, make the parts for half the original price.
I gestured to my brother to hand me the phone.
What's wrong? Why are you silent?
I took the phone and pressed the play button on my own phone's voice recorder, holding it close to my brother's phone. The conversation between my brother and John from earlier started playing.
What's this? What's going on?
I've got more. I pressed play again without missing a beat as I said that.
You think you can just get away with this? I'll use every trick in the book to destroy your company.
The same voice echoed, just like when John had ranted at the restaurant.
You can't. What's the meaning of this?
John raged, but I didn't flinch. I recorded it. In my experience, people like you are great at talking on the spot, but don't remember half of what they say. As proof, you didn't even remember my name despite bullying me so much. And later, you'd claim you didn't know or couldn't remember. So nowadays, when I meet people like you, I keep my phone's recording feature on to protect myself. John, who had been so full of himself minutes earlier, fell silent. Within a month, you're going to release those 2 companies from your pressure. If you refuse or try anything else against us, I'll use these recordings as evidence to sue you for harassment. I handed the phone back to my brother. My brother took it with a silent thanks and said,
That's how it is. We'll be taking our leave now. Goodbye.
Ignoring John's hey and wait. My brother ended the call. We never heard from John again. About 2 weeks later, while I was busy working in the factory, someone tapped my shoulder. My brother, looking weary, showed me his phone. It had a call history from John.
I think I should answer, but I'm not looking forward to it.
I patted my brother's back. I'll record it from next to you, so let's get it over with. We moved to the office, and reluctantly, my brother made the call. John picked up immediately. Of course, the phone was on speaker so I could hear.
Long time no see.
John sounded unusually cheerful. My brother asked, "What can I do for you?"
I'm going to lift the pressure.
Pressure? He must be talking about the 2 companies that canceled their deals.
In return, don't leak the recordings.
He's the one who started this mess. And now he's making demands? I was about to speak when my brother held up his free hand to stop me.
Why did you decide to bring this up now?
John's scoffing laugh came through the speaker.
We don't need you anymore.
Don't need us anymore? What a self-centered way to put it. I was annoyed, but something stuck in my head. And needed? I mulled over the word and set my phone to record the call. Silently, I pulled out yesterday's business newspaper. I didn't want to recall it, but I couldn't get it out of my mind. I found the article. Collins Industries, and Avery Technologies to form strategic partnership in 3D printing. I showed the article to my brother. His eyes widened.
John, your company just partnered with Avery Technologies, didn't it?
Yes, we did.
John answered nonchalantly.
And recently, before the incident at the restaurant, we sent you a sample, which you still have, correct?
Oh, did you? I can't remember.
John said in a feigned innocent tone. That part was useless by itself and currently only replicable by us. So we decided to leave it alone.
Are you planning to use Avery Technologies' 3D printer to make a copy of the sample we sent you for your rocket development?
John feigned ignorance again. I have no idea what you're talking about.
We partnered with Avery Technologies to bridge connections with other manufacturers we're close with. And we receive samples from many companies. We can't keep all of them. Even if you accuse us of stealing, it won't stick.
John piled on excuses and looked triumphant, which made me sigh quietly.
Feel free to use our sample however you like.
What?
John was taken aback by my brother's casual tone.
But if you think you can just easily copy that part and use it, there will be accidents in your rocket development and testing. The losses will be yours, so we strongly advise against it.
I thought my brother was kind to be so sincere. But hearing John's faint, dismissive laugh confirmed he wasn't taking it seriously.
Thanks for the warning.
My brother momentarily looked resigned, but quickly returned to his negotiating demeanor.
And if you lift the pressure, we'll delete the recording.
Understood.
John clearly smirked as he said that and hung up. My brother stared at the phone for a moment, then turned to me with a smile.
Well, accidents aren't guaranteed, and he is a CEO of a big company. He'll reconsider.
I realized he was convincing himself with those words. I patted my brother's tired shoulder. Good job. I'm going back to work. I left the office. 2 weeks later, in the evening, after finishing the day's work, I returned to the office to find my brother arguing with someone on the phone.
Enough is enough.
It was rare for my usually calm brother to raise his voice so much. Seeing me, he wrote John on the notepad on the table and turned on the phone speaker. I quickly took out my phone from my pocket and pressed the record button.
The original part was a copy from your company. It's like your part caused the explosion.
I felt an intense urge to punch John if he were here and stop the recording.
There are people injured. You'll pay for this.
John yelled as I took the phone from my brother. This is your fault. I shouted, pressing my phone to my brother's. From my phone, the recording of my brother's earlier words played. If you think you can just copy that part and use it, there will be accidents in your rocket development and testing. Lives will be lost. Then John's dismissive, "Thanks for the warning," played loudly. Here we go again, John muttered, falling silent. You're still the same, always bullying and pressuring others. You haven't changed since middle school, John. Nobody enjoys being mistreated. People can't act for others without some empathy. My brother smiled gently and nodded. That's right. In middle school, when you bullied me, your cronies would cheer you on. But at the reunion, no one came near us when we talked, right? John stayed silent, probably realizing the truth. When you belittle and blame others, even those close to you will eventually leave, and you'll end up losing everything. Acknowledge your faults and try to improve yourself. With that, I cut the call abruptly. The next day, while heading to the parking lot to meet a client with my brother, I saw John running toward us with a furious expression. I was terrified and didn't know what to do. But John didn't do anything. He reached me and suddenly just begged as sincerely as he could.
Please, take out your resentment on me here and now. Insult me all you want. Just please supply us with your parts again.
John pleaded loudly enough for the neighbors to hear. As a middle schooler, I might have stomped on his head and said, "Serves you right."
If we can't get your parts, our space project will fail. If that happens, I'll be disgraced in the industry and might have to step down as president. So please, make the parts.
But if I had stomped on him, I'd have later realized my own pettiness and fallen into self-loathing. John has continued to trample on others without realizing how pathetic that makes him. This is the fate of someone who looks down on others. I approached him and told him the situation. "Sorry, John, but that's impossible." Hearing that, John paled. "I'm about to meet with another company with my brother. If it goes well, we'll have enough work to support our employees for a while. But even if we help you now, there's no guarantee we'll see any revenue from your side. Work involves many people, each with their own families, and I've been helped by them countless times." A tear rolled down John's cheek as he looked down. "You bullied me all this time, but even if you change your ways now, I can't sacrifice the people who have helped me to save you. I'll choose those who have helped me." With that, I headed to the car. My brother was already sitting in the driver's seat smiling.
Let's go.
I looked ahead and said, "Yeah," and the car sped off. After the incident, Collins Industries underwent an investigation by a third party. It revealed that they used parts made with a 3D printer without properly trimming the extra bits. Precision machinery can have catastrophic failures from even a 1-micron misalignment, so they should have gone through multiple inspection stages. Skipping these checks led to the accident during a man test. This negligence exposed numerous flaws in their operations, leading to a loss of trust and the eventual bankruptcy of Collins Industries. John reportedly found another job, but, likely due to his spoiled nature since childhood, soon displayed arrogance and was involved in a violent incident, leading to his dismissal. After that, I didn't hear any more about him. A month later, we were at the restaurant where we had confronted John, along with our company employees. Before that confrontation, my brother had anticipated that things wouldn't go smoothly, so he told the restaurant to bill the cost later to Matthews Manufacturing. However, after causing a scene and disturbing other customers, we left without ordering, and John only had lunch. My brother later apologized profusely to the restaurant, promising, "We'll come back and dine properly." And here we were now, sitting around a table laden with a luxurious meal. Are you sure it's okay to treat everyone to such a fancy meal, Kyle?
We have to. We made quite a fuss last time, and we need to make it up. Besides, everyone's been working hard and deserves it.
I looked at the employees enjoying their food and replied, "You're right. We said we'd have a one-on-one meal, but we still haven't managed to do that." My brother smiled at my comment.
Well, we can do that anytime.
I responded, "Yeah, anytime. Yes, anytime. As long as we keep running this company. And more importantly, as long as we do work that people appreciate and value the people around us. We will continue to protect the company that our uncle and aunt left us and live our lives helping each other as brothers."